It's Real Fit Radio with B
and J.LOU.
If this is your first time listening, welcome. And if you're a returning listener, welcome back.
How's everybody doing?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, ladies and gents. I just stole your whole, you switch up every time.
I do, because I don't want to keep saying the same thing over and over again. Sometimes I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I say what's good. That's just all me. You getting all me. All right, Houston Jr.
It's hot.
Caluroso.
We're in Los Angeles, California. We are having a
serious heat surge.
Yeah, they call it heat surge because there used to be a heat wave. I don't know, but
I thought it was heat wave too.
Yeah, but now it's a surge because that's what Jay said the other day. It's a heat surge, but it feels like an oven. Well, you're from Houston, so I'm sure you've gotten spoiled by California weather.
Yeah, no, I can tell that it's hotter because the humidity level is off the scale, and it's been like that the last week or so. I don't know what's going on with this humidity level, but you can feel it.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. When we went by the water yesterday, it even smelled weird.
It just smelled like ocean water.
It didn't smell like that when it wasn't hot the other day. And maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But we're here and we're going to do what we came to do. Without further ado, we're going to get into the meat and potatoes because I know you're feeling good. I'm feeling good. And just get into it.
All right.
So I have been thinking, which I'm always thinking. I know you're like, when are you not? But I was thinking about when you're going through the personal process of waiting. And so I wanted to talk today about how to wait for it. It being anything, the car, opportunity, relationship, trip, whatever it is, you can fill in whatever your it is, how to wait for it. But specifically for me, what I wanted to touch bases on or just share with you guys is how to wait. Because I think that that's a period in the process of anything coming into your life. That's a hard period and it's different levels to it. I find that once I get all my ducks in a row, cross my T's, dotted my I's, I get so anxious. It's like I've done everything on my part. I've sent the emails, made any calls I need to make. I can't do anything else on my part. I don't control other people. So what do I do now? I don't want to just sit here, but you feel like you're just sitting there because you're not doing anything. But what I've come to realize is I am doing something. Waiting is an action and it is a part of the process. In your wait, there are things you need to actually be doing. And I learned that. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. A couple of the things that I find are very helpful while I'm waiting is preparing mentally and spiritually for the opportunity, keeping my mind fixed on that it's coming, because I think discouragement happens when you wait. When you're waiting and it's not happening or you can't see anything, you start to get discouraged. And so in that waiting part, you have to continue to reaffirm that it's coming. All things are working for me. I'm ready. Thank you. It's done. Continue to reaffirm and stay in a positive mindset. That is so crucial because I think that in your waiting and if you become discouraged, that type of energy you give off can kill off other opportunities that can be happening while you wait. Waiting can be a great process as well. And it also can create other opportunities for you. If in your wait for one thing, you begin to look at how you can assist somebody else, be a light or a beacon of hope or positive energy, jump in somebody else's wait. I'm waiting on my stuff, but how can I assist this other person? Or what else can I do to bring joy or opportunity to someone else? I'm going to pass it over to you, but I wanted to kind of give an idea of what this whole discussion is about, how to wait for it. And again, that's just you filling in your blank, but how to wait for those things, because it can seem like it's taken forever for something to manifest. As the saying goes, a watch pot never boils. If you cook or if you're going to your grandmother's house before. But once the cheese is grated, the macaroni's made, you done put the paper in the pan, all that stuff, and you've prepped everything. It's waiting for its turn to go in the oven. If you've ever had an opportunity to watch someone in the kitchen, they might cover that dish up in foil, sit it on the oven, and they start moving, and now they're working on the potatoes or the turkey or whatever. So nothing has stopped with that process over there. It's just waiting to go in the oven. So how do you wait?
If I was talking about before I met you and understanding what waiting is, oh yeah, I would have had so much impatience regarding to waiting for something that I feel like I was working hard to obtain. When I was younger, I would always feel like it's always something else that I could be doing. No matter if I, in your words, cross the T's, dot the I's, if it hasn't happened yet and I did everything they said you should do, because I'm very logical with some things. So especially if it's something that's already been done, I'm sure somebody else can relate. It's like, okay, it should be coming any minute. And then when it doesn't happen, it's like, oh yeah, well, I must didn't do something right. And that's not the case. So getting older and maturing in mindset, you gave some great examples. Some of the things that you said that you've been practicing is what I've been trying to implement, or what I've been implementing before and didn't even know it. I would try to help other people, but I didn't do it in a mindset of, oh, mine is going to come and I did what I was supposed to do. Now I'm just waiting. No, what I felt is what nobody should feel when they've done it, which is, well, maybe that's not for me, so maybe I'm supposed to be helping somebody else. That was my mindset, and that's the wrong attitude to have, because when you alluded to the meals or whatnot, I've watched my grandmother do that, where she would start on something like macaroni and cheese. That's an easy thing to put together immediately and be ready, but something else may need more attention, and you want everything to be warm at the same time, so you put that to the side and you start working on something else, because the ultimate goal is for the whole meal to be served at the same time, not something being lukewarm and then this is scalding hot. So that's how I have to change my mindset in regards to what I'm looking for or what I'm chasing for my particular goal. And you help me with that too. You always have to revisit what it is you ask for. And depending on whatever it is that you ask for, it may take small steps or it may take a couple of small steps. And when I mean a couple, I mean it may take you working at it quite a bit of time. Like I asked to be internationally known. That's no small feat. So with that goal, that's not me just saying I want to make it and get signed. When you think about what it is that you ask for, and no matter how big or small that thing is to you, you don't really necessarily know how many steps it's gonna take for you to achieve those things. And you do have to be patient. And waiting doesn't mean like, oh, I did everything to the letter, now I just sit. That's not what waiting is. Waiting is a consistent movement, not movement of, oh, I can always do some more. You put it all out there. You did what you were supposed to do. That means exactly what you said. Okay, well, that part is cooked or is ready for preparation. Now I need to go focus on something else. And like you said, the biggest thing is you can't control other people. You can only control yourself. So while you have done everything remotely possible for yourself to be in the best position to win at what you asked for, you still need other people in order for it to work. I just think that's how God made it anyways, because he wants us to work together. You were never meant to achieve anything on your own, because it would just nullify the whole togetherness that he wanted his creation to be, which is everything working in unison. So then I'll pass it back to you, because you have more expertise in this area than I do. I'm still growing on the waiting thing, because I feel like I'm still figuring stuff out. Okay, I'm saying you're more experienced. Your expertise is higher than mine in the waiting period. I feel like you've had things or more examples where you waited on something that you asked for and started doing something else, and whatever you were doing over there piggyback to what you was waiting on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I will say this, as you're being modest. I think that when you say my level of expertise, I think that life is a series of having to to wait for things to happen, whether it's waiting for your first day of school to get the bike that you asked for, a good relationship to happen or blossom, the right job to come along, or for them to call you back and tell you that you got the job, like all that stuff. So you've been waiting. It's just different levels to it. And I even want to kind of backtrack because it's interesting how these type of topics come to me. Anybody that's been listening to us for a few segments in, you know that we always tell you that we just kind of do this. We turn the mics on and we just have these conversations because there's so many gems we find that come out of it. And that's why we originally started this podcast, because we wanted to have other people be a part of the conversation or to hear it and have a takeaway, inspire, impact, empower. That's our whole goal for Real Fit. So I feel like it's becoming more clear to me. It's how are you waiting for it? And in that, we're discussing how to wait for it, how I wait, how you wait. So I think that you might think is they're more seasoned. It's like you had to wait for your results. For people that are going through bouts with cancer, that's a whole different type of wait than waiting for a car.
Putting it in those
right, or to buy.
Yeah, I get it.
Right, or to buy a home. I waited to get my first house, but it's like what you always say. Why would they say that? Why would someone say, "Well, my mom left me. I didn't have a mama," and somebody else will say, "Well, I was a foster kid. I never met my parent." And you say, pain is pain. It's all pain. Don't try to equate my pain as worse than yours. You guys have both experienced pain, and it's your pain. So I feel like when I say you're being modest, because in your wait, the things that I watch you do, they've assisted me. You're very patient in your wait, even through your frustration, and you continue to give and try to figure out how to assist the people around you, how to be better in life, whether you find a group to be a part of with Jeet, and you get there and you start doing. You're the type of person, whatever you are around, you try to give off and assist and make it better. That's one of the things that drew me to you, and we both have that in common. It's like, if I don't have enough for myself, or it's not happening for me right now, while I'm waiting, how can I assist somebody else? Maybe this can help them while I'm waiting, or maybe I can put myself in a position to serve. Right. And that's always a great thing to do while you wait. Waiting is an action. I think that when people hear the word wait, you automatically think standing still. But what I've come to understand is in waiting, you are doing things. And if you're not, it can be hell. Like, it's horrible. So in your wait, surround yourself with people that understand what's going on, and they reaffirm that it's coming for you, and you reaffirm that things are happening for them. That's like another huge thing. In your wait, be careful about who you are talking to and who you interact with and who you surround yourself with. That is imperative, because if you are around people that don't understand or agree, or their faith is not aligned with yours, they're not moved by what they see, they believe with you that what you're waiting for is going to happen, it's going to be 10 times harder. Because they'll be asking you, well, what's going on? Why isn't this happening? Well, I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, people that love you can speak doubt unintentionally. They can do it because they don't understand the process of waiting, and they're not waiting. And I won't say the right way. They're not waiting with good intention, in a sense where it's like, that's done. What's next? It should have happened by now. They're just as anxious as you. And two anxious people, I mean, I don't even want to be anxious myself, but I don't want to continue to grow the numbers. Like, it's 3 of us. I'm sitting here already thinking it. Then I get a phone call and it's like, well, did they call you yet? And so I get off with that person and I see my family member. Did they tell you got the job? So it's just like, oh my gosh, stop asking me about this. I would prefer to see people or get phone calls where it's like they understand what's happening, so they're calling with assistance, with helping me wait by saying, you gotten out the house today? I hope you're not sitting to think about that job. You know you got it. Let's go and check on this, or let's do that, or can you come over here and help me with this? And I'm trying to think of all the ways, because it's one thing I knew I wanted to share this, but I'm trying to formulate it because I just move in it. Every day I'm trying to figure out, once I've asked for something, I thank God for it, and then I start asking, seeking, knocking, looking at where I can assist. I'm just moving in it, and I understand that that's not second nature for a lot of people. it wasn't second nature for me. Even now, when I said it's different levels to waiting, I'm at a level where I'm going back to what I did, reading affirmations in the morning and making sure I'm spending those first few minutes when I open my eyes in meditation and just gratefulness. Because sometimes we're always asking or checking back in or re-ask. That's another thing. Don't continue to ask for something over and over again. If I could do a picture of it, if your child or your friend or somebody that you tight with kept asking you for something and you already said, hey, you asked me for that already. I heard you, or I'm working on it. Just imagine a kid that kept tapping you saying, can I go? Can I go? And you told them, let me think about it. Can I go? Can I go? Can I go? I heard you. I'm going to get back to you. Can I go? Can I go? Can I go? It's like you're trying to force an answer, and it doesn't work like that. For me, how I do it, I make my request known, and then it's like, thank you for your will being done. Thank you for giving me what not only you know that I need, but also it's a desire that I have. And in that mix, it's going to be perfect. So once you ask for something, be done with that. You don't have to keep asking for it over and over again, because it's like I already know what you have need of before you even ask. But now that you ask me for it, we good. Delay is not denial. I'm not telling you no. It's just the wait now. And you don't have to keep nagging me during the wait. Let the process play out the way it's supposed to. Or back to what you said, which I loved earlier, something is lukewarm and something scalding hot, and you want everything to be at the same temperature. It's like you have a plan. I believe that God's plan is for all of it to come out at the same time. Or I'm not going to release this yet because I need for you to be here. You don't see the bigger picture. So there's a trust that's happening during the wait. In that trust, I think that you should be busy reaffirming, busy surrounding yourself with others that align with moving forward and positivity and assistance during your wait. And then the third thing that I do is I believe. Most people say that's on the front end, but I think the belief starts to fade away during the wait.
It does.
Yeah, in the beginning, it could be like, I believe, that's why I asked. It's like, right. But during that wait, your belief starts to diminish because it's taking too long. And that's why the stuff before it, that reaffirming and surrounding yourself with people and assisting others in ways to create opportunity for them or help them bring other things to fruition. It could be something small, that you're just helping. That creates a certain type of energy, and there's a joy in seeing stuff happen for other people. I love it. But that also helps reaffirm your belief too, because you got to stay believing during the wait. You got to know, like, I don't care. No matter how long it takes, it's going to come to pass. It don't have to be today, tomorrow. I don't have to know how. I just know that it will. So that is how I wait. And that's what's going to be the title of this message. How do you wait for it? It's just important how you wait. And then ask yourself sometimes, how am I waiting for it?
Another thing that both of us do, B and I, is in what I ask for, I'm preparing for it. That's one of the main things you have to do for whatever it is you ask for. So case in point, if you guys are new, I am an artist. So it's a couple of things that I do to prepare me for the stage that I ask for. One, I do this lyrical breakdown. This is kind of like my interview thing, get me comfortable in front of the camera and speaking to a live audience, making sure that I'm up on the latest business changes in the music scene, understanding how the contracts work, because I believe that I'm going to be in a contract or at some point or an endorsement deal. I have to be able to understand what I'm reading, or be in a position of where I can give that contract to a lawyer and they explain to me what it is and I know exactly what they're saying to me. Preparation is key. You were saying that God says you need to be here before I give you that. I've seen so many times in different industries where people have gotten something prematurely and they really wasn't ready for it, and then they either have to really learn quickly and then they get an interview later and they be like, well, how did you sustain it? And then they go on and tell, man, I wasn't even ready for this. Like, I was on the go. I had to figure this out. That particular way is fight or flight, and some fight, but most of them flight, because it's not the way you would really want to be positioned when something does come your way. So I'm saying that to say whatever it is, whether it's for a job opportunity or entrepreneurship where somebody is giving you contracts or whatnot. If you're a contractor and maybe you've been so used to getting one contract every 3 months to work on a house or something, I don't know, all of a sudden you get 6, but you didn't prepare yourself for what you said you wanted, and now you're getting overwhelmed. And guess what? The very thing you asked for, you have to let it go because you didn't prepare yourself for it. So that's another one I think you definitely have to add to everything B said. Preparation is key. To be assistance for other people, that's definitely good. Believing, I forgot the other one that fast.
Reaffirming.
Yeah, reaffirming yourself. And
check your support systems, the people around you you're surrounding yourself with. And there's no order to it.
No, it's not. So all of those are very vital things in order for you to wait the right way, or a way where you're prepared for whatever it is that you're asking for, because it's nothing like getting something that comes your way and it's like, oh man, I haven't been performing, or I haven't worked with this many people before, or I haven't even did any studies or looked on, I don't know, YouTube, because we're in a day and age where you can look up all kinds of stuff. So seeing how people prepare for 20 clients at a time or whatnot, how do you balance yourself? Tips to balance yourself, like all that stuff. You need to be prepping yourself for whatever it is you ask for. So in the event that it comes, because honestly, you don't know when it's going to happen. It can come right away, or it may come 6 months from now, or maybe even 5-10 years from now. But that's why you said all these are weighted the same. That belief factor comes in for that, because that 5-10 year wait, you have to have a belief factor for that. So I won't prolong it, but yeah, I just wanted to add that preparation amongst all the other key factors that be mentioned. You definitely want to put that in the arsenal as well, so anything that you ask for doesn't catch you off guard.
Yeah, I think that all those things assist with believing during the wait, because your preparation is still helping to fuel your belief.
Yep, sure does.
If you have a space in your driveway and you know that's where that car is going, it's like that space is already made. You never fill that space. So if you believe I'll be in a relationship at some point, so I'm reading and preparing because this is the type of wife I want to be. So I want to be able to cook and have great conversations with my husband. Things that you know you'd want to do. Prepare yourself. Everybody's idea of a great relationship is different. I read a book years ago, but there was a lady, or it might have been a story I saw, where she set the table for dinner, and one of the places at the table she was set for her husband. She did that for years. This wasn't like something that happened quickly, but she kept setting the plate for her husband because she believed that he was coming, and he did. And that was like her testimony. I've heard so many stories, testimonies. That's all stories are, kind of testimonies, or people's faith, how they believed when it didn't look like it. So your belief is the key factor for the wait. But all those other things we talked about, preparing, reaffirming, the support system, being the opportunity for someone else, assisting someone else, all those things continue to fuel you. People get angry. Man, when's my turn? She got her house. When's my turn? Everybody's married but me. It's like, bask in that. Be happy for those people, because you know you're next. You know that it's coming for you. Be excited about it. It's a joy to be in the company of. It's a whole nother thing when you haven't even seen or been around what you want. You know you want it. That's a whole different type of muscle you work in.
Seen it.
Yeah, you know you want this thing, or we could even say, you want a good marriage. Family. Somebody may say, I came from the dynamics of a foster home. I don't even know my parents. I don't know what a good relationship is. I never had an aunt or an uncle, but I'm going to have that one day. I'm going to have a good relationship with my husband. I'm going to have children. My husband is going to have family that I'm close with. And somebody's like, have you seen that before? Never. Only on TV. So can you imagine somebody believing that they can have it if it's not even something they've actually seen in their immediate circle, or even maybe a few people over? So yeah, anything we talk about with you guys, we can go on and on, because these conversations, that's what we do. We talk all the time. We're talking and meeting, and this is our life. And we share bits and pieces or conversations openly with you guys and hope that it assists you in some way. So I have nothing else to add to that. Think every day. Take it in small steps. How am I waiting for it? Ask yourself that when you get up in the morning. How am I waiting for it? If you just take that step, you're in a better position than you were if you never considered any of this, how you're waiting. So if you start asking yourself going forward, now that you have this information, how am I waiting for it? Fill in the it for a couple of things in your life and start thinking about the things that we said. Am I doing this while I'm waiting for it? Am I doing that? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? And I believe that it'll make it a bit easier. It's not easy, but a bit easier because you have these tools and resources to assist you that you can now implement if you choose to do so, because we know some people have the knowledge but just refuse to implement it. Well, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or you want to keep this conversation going, or you actually have a topic you'd like for us to discuss, you can send us an email, realfitradio@gmail.com. Our podcast drops every Monday. You can catch a snippet of the latest one on our Instagram @RealFitRadio. If you're not following us, you definitely should be. As always, we hope this inspired, impacted, or empowered someone. Until next time.